Thinking about moving to Prosper, Texas? It's one of the fastest growing towns in North Texas. But is it really the dream everyone says it is? In this video, I'm going to give you the real pros and cons of living in Prosper, plus a deep dive on what's actually coming here next. We're talking housing prices, school ratings, job growth, crime rates, culture, and even my top neighborhood picks. So whether you're relocating for family, work, or just craving a better lifestyle, this is everything you need to know before you make that move. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want honest, boots on the ground info about living in North Texas. So let's get started with a few stats. First of all, Prosper's population is around 49,000 to 50,000 in 2025, and that's up from just 9,000 about a decade ago. It sits mostly in Collin County with parts stretching into Denton County. We're north of Frisco, west of McKinney, and south of Celina, basically right in the sweet spot of far north Dallas. So let's start with one of the biggest reasons families are flocking to Prosper, the schools. Prosper ISD is actually ranked top 3% of all Texas districts. High schools like Rock Hill or Walnut Grove boast A ratings with advanced STEM, arts, and athletic programs. Student to teacher ratio is about 15-1, which is far better than many of the really big cities. Prosper ISD has actually exploded from 5,000 to over 20,000 students in less than a decade, and they're still building campuses. So if school quality is a non-negotiable for your family, Prosper really delivers. So just know, rapid growth does mean some campuses are nearing capacity, so please ask me about that. Okay, pro number 2 is community and safety. You want safety? Prosper ranks as one of the top 10 safest cities in Texas. It's actually ranked 8 out of 3,000 small cities in America. Violent crime, it's 87% lower than the national average. Families here enjoy well-lit neighborhoods, a visible local police presence, and a strong community vibe. So Prosper was also ranked the 39th best suburb to raise a family in all of Texas, and that's out of over 400. From founders festivals and Friday night football to farmers markets and food trucks, Prosper's small town charm is very real. Whether you're raising little ones or enjoying life post-career, people genuinely look out for each other here. Okay, pro tip number 3 is beautiful homes and rapid growth. If you're looking for stunning new builds, Prosper is basically a model home runway. The median home list price is about $890,000 in 2025, and so many of our master plan communities feature really larger lots and kind of that resort style pool, trails, and even a 5-acre crystal lagoon at Winsong Ranch. A few more amazing neighborhoods to look at: Winsong Ranch, Whitley Place, Star Trail, Lakes of La Cima, Lakes of Prosper, and Willow Ridge. That's really great list right there, and I'm going to go further into that in a little bit. But Prosper's population jumped from 9,000 to over 42,000 in just 10 years, and it's projected to reach 70,000 plus by 2030. Now for our first con, which is cost of living. Now let's talk reality. Prosper isn't super cheap. So the cost of living is about 18% higher than the US average. Home average around $897,000, and some luxury communities can easily top over $1 million. Property taxes are roughly 2.4 to 2.6 depending on where you buy. Now you're paying for space, luxury, schools, but it's definitely not entry level. If that stretches your budget, maybe towns like Celina or Aubrey could be a better value for you, so ask me those questions as well. Con number 2 is commute and traffic. So Prosper's infrastructure is still catching up with its boom. So Highway 380 and the Dallas North Tollway are the main arteries, and they can back up fast during rush hour. It's one of the biggest complaints I hear is that everybody hates 380 right now, but just know that they're trying to catch up with that infrastructure, and as soon as it's built, it's gonna have all of these overpasses so that all of the roads that run north and south, 380 runs east and west, and it just pops over them. So it's going to be like this, and it's going to create such an easy way to get places. You just have to be patient as 380 expands with that infrastructure. But as far as getting other places in the metroplex, you've got downtown Dallas. It's going to be about 45 minutes. DFW Airport, 35 to 40 minutes, and then Plano is 20, 25 minutes. Frisco, 10 minutes, because Prosper sits on top of Frisco. They border each other. So if you work remote or hybrid, you'll love it. But that daily commute to downtown Dallas, just know that it could be a trade-off for living in that type of community with a longer commute. All right, con number 3, limited nightlife and culture. It's a sad thing for me to say, but Prosper is not gonna be the town for you if you're wanting nightlife and culture. I mean, we gotta be real. Prosper's not Dallas. Prosper's not even Frisco. They don't want it to be Dallas or Frisco, all right? The dining is growing. There's Mod's Pizza, Toasted Walnut, Honey Lou's Coffee, and a handful of local spots that are awesome. But if you want that fine dining or live music, you're gonna need to head to Frisco, McKinney, maybe even Dallas. It's a family-focused town, so expect quiet nights, early closures, and really limited nightlife. It's great for peace and safety, but if you're chasing that city buzz, it's gonna feel slow. But a bonus is the job market. So you've got good news. Job opportunities are exploding around Prosper. Major employers nearby, including Toyota, FedEx, Baylor Scott & White, and a booming tech scene in Plano and Frisco. So our unemployment sits at 3%. It's under 3%. Median household income is just under $200,000 and it's already trending higher. If you're in tech, healthcare, finance, or even remote work, Prosper puts you right in that sweet spot of opportunity and lifestyle. If you're looking for the best places to live here, these are my personal top 5 Prosper neighborhoods that you absolutely need to tour. First, General Creek Estates. I love this area. Stunning mature trees, golf course views, luxury custom homes on large lots. It's really a classic neighborhood vibe. The price range is going to be $600s to $2 million, depending on where you are in the neighborhood. Then we've got Windsong Ranch. It's my #1 favorite neighborhood, probably in the whole metroplex. It's famous for its 5-acre Crystal Lagoon, plus miles of trails, fitness centers, parks, on-site schools. It feels like you're living at a resort, and the price range is 400s all the way up to over $1 million. So definitely check out that lagoon. Also, we've got Light Farms, technically Celina, but right next to Prosper and feeds into Prosper ISD, at least most of it. Some of it doesn't, so you need to ask me if you're looking at a house in Light Farms, whether it's in Celina ISD or Prosper ISD, depending on which ISD you want. But there's tons of pools, parks, trails, and a central barn that hosts markets and concerts. It's unbelievable. And it's mid 400s all the way up to almost 2 million. So it's a wide range of people that can buy in there. Another one is Christie Farms. It's gated luxury community, so it's a much higher price tag. It's 2 to 5 acre lots, perfect for privacy, mini ranch lifestyle, and you're gonna fall in about that $2 million range. All right, last but certainly not least is Whitley Place. It's a gorgeous custom home, master plan community, Wilson Creek views, ponds, trails, really serene and tucked away, and its range is gonna be anywhere from 700 all the way up to over 2 million. So, all right, let's really quickly look at what's coming on the horizon that could shape the future of buying in Prosper. First of all, we've got Mirabella. It is a 190-acre luxury neighborhood, 285 homes by Highland and Tellus, and it's groundbreaking this summer in 2025. There's also a new 221 home project at Legacy and Frontier. It's gonna have huge lots, green spaces, and it's approved and coming soon. So one of the biggest news that we've had in Prosper is the Prosper Arts District. It's a 35-acre, 300 million mixed-use hub with shops and offices. They're gonna have 515 apartments, hotels, art features, and they've already broke ground on that and gotten started. Another big expansion is the Dallas North Tollway extension and the road upgrades. So the Dallas North Tollway runs all the way from Dallas through Prosper and on up, but they're still building it. And so at some point, you're gonna be able to get all the way above Celina and straight down to Frisco or straight down to Dallas faster. But until they finish building that, they're extending it now. It's all the way up to middle of Prosper and they're still building. So just know that that's coming and that extension is going to be there. So you'll be able to get to Oklahoma faster and all the way to Dallas faster. They're literally adding 6 more miles of the Dallas North Tollway, plus improvements to Coit and Frontier to just really ease a lot of the congestion that people are seeing right now. All right, downtown Prosper plus the master plan that is being developed in downtown Prosper. So it's already home to the Gin, Honey Lou's, the Pink Daisy, and more. Plus, the new plan adds walkability, local shops, and gathering spaces to keep the small town charm alive. Prosper really wants to protect its small town charm. So in conclusion, is Prosper worth it? If you want top-tier schools, stunning homes, low crime, and really tight community charm, but be ready for the higher home prices, car-dependent living, and a town that's still growing in its entertainment scene. I'm Tiffany, a top 1% realtor here in North Texas. If you're thinking about moving to Prosper or just exploring your options, I'd love to help. I hope you have a great rest of your day.